Awesome. Well, for everybody who is already here, and we're still admitting people from the waiting room, but I want to welcome everybody. I am Carrie Knuth. I'm the Assistant Director of Student Life here at the Fort Wayne campus. Today, we have a lot of things going on. We have a lot of family, Ivy Tech family joining us from around the state, and then also our Titans here in Fort Wayne are joining us as well. So our statewide family who are joining us as part of the IvyAdvance leadership series, and they've been spending a lot of time visiting lots of campuses throughout the state to complete their series. And then we have our at-home Titan folks here in Fort Wayne who are joining as regular programming or to participate in our Student Life Leadership Development Certification Series. So if you're here for one of those two things or here just to check out some new leadership development opportunities, you are in the right place. So just a couple things. I'll be joining you at the end of the presentation because we are doing some drawings today. So you do have to be here to get to participate in the drawing, and I'll be tracking participation throughout our live performance here to add you into the drawing. So today we have a $50 gift card from Applebee's up for grabs, 2 $25 gift cards to Starbucks, and we're giving away 5 books by our presenter, Dave Kelly, his Building Leaders Through Service, Qualities of Visionary Leaders books. I'm giving away 5 of those as well and mailing those out to viewers. So stay tuned to the end of the event and we will be doing a drawing for those things. Most of you have participated in our events in the past, so you do know that we will be providing a participation link for you as well. We're going to provide that also in the chat a little bit later, just to ensure that you guys are participating and engaging and all that kind of stuff. So when I do provide that link in the chat, you want to make sure and click on it so that your information can be added into the drawing when we do it. So that covers all of my housekeeping items. This is going to be a highly engaging presentation and workshop. So I just ask that everybody stay muted and follow instructions. And we have posted the worksheet to work on throughout the presentation today in the chat, and we'll be posting that several times. You can also click on the link, or I'm sorry, do the QR code that David has presented. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our presenter today. So David Kelly, most of you know David. He's been presenting for us for all of our leadership development series so far this semester, but for those of you who are new and haven't met David before, he is a professional speaker, trainer, author, and coach. He's spoken and trained professionally more than 500 times during his career, including over 100 virtual presentations. He's been a leader in student government and organizations like Circle K International, where he served a term as international president. He's an award-winning advisor and is involved in community through the Kiwanis clubs. He's also national coordinator for APCA Serves, which is the Association for the Promotion of Campus Activities, which Ivy Tech also belongs to. So we are really pleased to have David. We've been really happy with all of his presentations throughout this semester. So I want to take a moment and welcome Dave Kelly.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Carrie. Thank you. I see a few of you clapping. I do appreciate that. This is a great thrill for me to present for you. I've had the opportunity to present for you several times. I spoke for the graduation or certificate ceremony back in December for the virtual leadership certification program. That was so great to see all the students getting their certifications and the recognitions from their advisors. So I've really been thrilled to be a part of the Ivy Tech family for the last few months. Today, our program is called Turning Your Vision into Reality. And this is going to be a very interactive program. I'm going to have you writing some things down. We're going to go into breakout rooms several times, so be ready. And we're going to be doing that and jumping in and having, I think, hopefully a great time here. This is one of the first workshops I ever wrote. Well, the foundation of it is it's evolved over the years. Probably over 30 years ago, I wrote this when I wasn't even an advisor yet for CKI here in Georgia. I wasn't a professional speaker, but I was being asked to do programs and workshops. And so this is the foundation, over 30 years old, and it's grown into what you're going to see here today. One last chance, if you want to do this handout, pardon me, on a device with a camera, there's a QR code. You can grab it that way. Otherwise, a link will be posted in the chat, has been posted, we posted again, so you can get it. If you receive the email with it, you don't have to grab it again. You've already got it. It's the same handout. Now I am going to ask for a special favor. I don't normally do this, but for this program today, I'm going to ask you to turn the cameras on. I know it's scary and you're all going, oh, I'm not camera ready. Oh no. Please, let's just do this one time. If we were all together in one place, we could see each other's faces. And this program is such that, and I say if someone's noted their camera doesn't work, that's okay. I just know it's really easy for us to hide behind that. But today we're going to be coming in and out of breakout rooms. We're going to be talking. We're going to be interacting. So I want to make sure that we all get a chance to see each other. And for those of you who are watching the recording, and we are recording this, you will have a chance to participate along with this and have a chance to work on some of the same things that the students here are working on, and then you can take their comments into consideration from the breakout rooms. So those of you, yes, I see someone just got out of the shower. Clothing is required. This is not clothing optional today, so I do appreciate sharing, but I just appreciate as many faces as we can today, because I think that's going to make this go a whole lot more smoothly for us. Now, when I take a look at this idea, this topic of turning your vision into reality, this quote from Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, really speaks to me. I'm actually in my basement. This is where my studio is. On my wall are plaques, and that quote sits right in the middle of it on the wall. And I've got things set up in such a way that I can't really turn the camera, but it tells me that the things that I want to do, I got to go for them. And that's what I'm going to suggest to you today. And this is what we're going to be working on. Things, dreams, goals, objectives that you have. Whatever you can do or dream, you can begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. And that is so true. Going forward and boldly trying the things that you want to do. So many times we wait for things to be perfect. There are no perfect moments. When I wanted to become a professional speaker, I thought, oh, I got to wait until my daughter gets out of high school, and then I've got to wait until we get all our bills paid and all this. That's not how it worked. I just finally said one day, you know what, I got to pursue this dream, and I went for it. And that was over 16 years ago, and it did well, did okay for a while. Last couple of years have been much better. I got named Speaker of the Year by APCA a couple of years ago, and when I was told that, I said, wow, it took me 15 years to become an overnight sensation. So there you go. So sometimes it takes dedication and work, but that's what we're going to be talking about here today. We're talking about, I call it the goal pyramid system, a way to achieve the things that you want to do. For me, at the very top, the most important part of things is the dream. What is it that you dream of doing? And how are you going to get there? That's goals and plans. And I'm going to be talking about those as we go through here. And these are, some of this is on your handout, but the dream is really the vision that drives us. It's what we go for. It's what keeps us motivated and keeps us going. Every day I wake up excited and energized to do what I do. And for over 20 years, I was in the mortgage business. I loved it at first, but after a while, like many jobs, it became drudgery and I didn't enjoy it anymore. And I didn't feel like I was really helping people as much as I did in the early days. And I didn't wake up every day excited to go to work. The goals are the formal objectives that you are going to use to chart your progress towards the achievement of your dream. And I'm going to be giving you examples from how I became a speaker as I go along through this. And the plans, those are the things you're going to have to do to achieve your goals. So we're going to be talking about these things as we go along. Here is a really key thing. This works because it requires everything to be written down and specific. That's why I'm asking and emphasize this handout so much today. You really need to have it. If you didn't grab it one way or another, or if you couldn't grab it on your device, grab some paper because you can just follow along that way. But I'd love for you to participate that way. And what happens is your dream becomes second nature and you're achieving goals every single day. And the things that you choose and the examples that I give, you'll see this, some of these things you're going to have to act on them every day.
I think so.
So here we go. How do we harness the moon? I'm going to show you. All right, what I want to start with is a dream brainstorm. You've got room for about 10 on your handout. You don't have to have 10 of them. What I'm going to ask you to do is just brainstorm some dreams that you have. Being a college graduate could be a dream. Being an owner of a business, that could be a dream. Having a family, if you don't have a family yet, that could be a dream. Some of the dreams that I had is, and you write while I'm talking, just kind of saying things to prompt you. Making my career as a professional speaker, that was a dream. Being the best district administrator in the history of Circle K International, That's what we call our state advisors. That was a dream. Now you're thinking, well, geez, those are kind of ethereal, or maybe not really vague. They're kind of specific, but they don't hone in. Dreams are intended to be big motivational ideas, things that can keep you going. Hey, Gwendolyn, that is cool. Yes, you can watch the video later and fill out the form as we go. So great question that she asked. And if you're not having the ability to fill out the form now for whatever reason, you're at work or whatever, yes, you can come back and watch the video later. So thank you for asking. So what are these dreams? The dreams that you have. I'm first gen. I know it was a while ago that I was first gen, but I'm first gen in my family. I was the first one to get a college degree. That was a dream from the time I was 7 years old. You heard in my bio that I was international president of Circle K. That was a dream. So brainstorming. There's no bad ideas. Just write down things. Take about another 30 seconds. Okay, so now we got a bunch of possible dreams there. We're going to work on one of them here today, but I encourage you to go back and use this format for every one of those dreams that you want to pursue. And there also could be bucket list dreams, and maybe you hadn't thought about that, but something that you just really like to accomplish. The example I like to use is not one of mine, but to climb the 7 peaks, which if you don't know what that is the highest point on every continent. So of course, at some point you have to climb Mount Everest to accomplish that, but you literally go every kind of Antarctica, everywhere. That could be a bucket list thing. That could be a dream. That's a really long-term dream. So these are the things that we're going to talk about and how to make them happen. Now I'm going to ask you to pick one of those dreams, and we're going to craft a dream statement. There's no limitations here. You can draft your statement any way that you want. Whatever is going to be something that you aspire to have happen and make happen for yourself. So again, I'm going to go back to mine of being a professional speaker. And my desk is right over there, and it's handwritten out, and it's been there for about 20 years. My dream is to make my career as a professional speaker and glorify God through the use of my talents and abilities. That's my dream statement. You can write yours any way you want. Obviously, yes, there's a spiritual element in mine, a faith element. You can have that. You don't have to have that. You can have it be very simply be a college graduate. Thank you, Laura. That you can say it however you want. What is it that's going to get you motivated to go every single day? That phrase does. So again, I'll give you a couple of moments here to draft a dream statement that we're going to work towards. Samantha, yeah, great one. Help underdogs to accomplish their goals. Madeline, become president of the United States. We don't always, we very rarely get one. So I'm glad we got one here today, and play a part in making our country a much more comfortable and equal place to live. These are great, great. So now, next step, oops, I'm sorry. The next step is the stepping stones. And keep putting them in the chat. I will have a chat transcript. I can go back and read them. So I appreciate and be looking at what other people are putting in the chat. They're goals. Now, here's the difference between dreams and goals. Goals don't define our life. They give it direction. The dream is what defines our life. To me, they're two separate, distinct things. They're stepping stones. These are the things we have to accomplish on the way to our dream. Think about this, and you can post your answer in the chat. What is the #1 day of the year most people set goals? Anybody have any thoughts on that? January 1st, New Year's. Yep, I see that. Yeah, that's what I think too. And when is the #1 day most people usually give up on those goals? Anybody have any thoughts on those? Yep, January 2nd. Yeah, I see that. New Year's. Yes, that's the same day. Yeah, a lot of people are like, oh, I jogged a half a mile today. I need cake. Yeah, because these dreams or goals or resolutions, not dreams, but goals that are set in the deep, dark hours of New Year's Eve or New Year's Day are missing something. And that is they usually don't have the dream. It's more stuff like, I'm going to lose 70 pounds in a week by running 12 miles a day. Oh, really? Okay, well, let's analyze that using the SMART system. Now, you may have already heard of this. I didn't invent it, but I believe in it. So let's go through this. And you got some fill in the blanks there that you should be able to put on your handout. SMART stands for they have to be, oh, not SMART. The first one should be specific. I apologize. I'll have to fix that. So S is specific, you know, like the Pacific Ocean. Yeah, so a few people laugh. I said that joke one time in Washington State at a school, and a guy in the front row was like, "Hey, dude, don't make fun of our ocean." Okay, I won't do that. They have to be measurable, attainable, realistic, with a timetable for achievement. Some people think that T could be like a second silent little T there. They also have to be truthful. So let's take our guy who's decided he's going to do something, losing 70 pounds in a week by running 12 miles a day. Is that specific? Well, it is actually specific. Is it measurable? Well, if you could do it, sure, but I don't know how you go from laying on the couch to running 12 miles a day. Even if you make it the first day, you're not going to be able to move for a week. It's not attainable. That's right, Tamara. It is not, or Tammy, it is not attainable. And it's not realistic either, because I just don't see how you can lose 70 pounds in a week. Not healthy wise anyway. Does it have a timetable? Sure, a week, but is it truthful? Is that really a goal that person's going to be able to achieve? Or honestly, are they really going to go for it? No. And that's the problem with this. Dreams don't have to be SMART. They can be, but they don't have to be. Goals have to be, because those are the things you're going to do to achieve the dream. The dream is your driving force. So maybe you would say, I want to lose 50 pounds in 6 months through diet and exercise. Okay, well, if you have that much weight to lose, people have done that. So sure, you could possibly do that. So think about this now. You got your dream. Pick some goals that will help you to achieve that dream and get to where you want to go. And then you see that little parenthesis there to the right? That's the deadline. That's the date that you need to achieve that goal by, or start on that goal by, because it gives a sense of urgency to the goal to have those. So for example, for me, when I was pursuing becoming a professional speaker, one of my goals was to get a website online by August 1st of 2002. Now that sounds like, well, wow, that shouldn't have been that hard. Back then, yeah, you had to know how to write code, and I didn't. I had to hire somebody to do it. So there was no GoDaddy to just go to and get a website. So that was one of the things. Second thing was create programs that I can market to colleges and universities by August 1st of 2002, because they need to be on the website. Then it was join organizations and associations in higher education by January 1st of 2003. Okay, so see, this is it, how I've got these goals going on. And then I also had a goal for losing a certain amount of weight by the end of the year, because I wanted to have a certain appearance as a speaker. That was something that was important to me at that time. I mean, it still was important to me, but that was something that I thought that fit in here. So I was going to make it one of the goals as part of my dream. You can have as many goals as you want, or as many goals as you need. So think about these goals that you have, state them in the SMART acronym, using the SMART acronym: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, timetable. Put that timetable over in the parentheses.
I do have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Sarah.
I know for me, one of my goals was to join SGA.
Mm-hmm.
How do you beyond that, beyond just, your school, goals? For me, I'm finding it hard to reach and find that ultimate goal, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
So about joining SGA?
No, besides that, that's my school goal. That's what I want for school. What I'm saying, beyond that, beyond finding a goal, for in real life, work or career, as far as that.
Sure. Well, you could do one of two things. You could have a dream that is more expansive, is to make the most of my college education in order to help my future career. That would be something. And then you could have the joining SGA could be one of those goals, and by a certain date. And then getting your degree, of course, would be a goal by a certain date, because you would need that to go to your career. So that would be some things that you could do. If it's career related, look at joining, like I did, groups and associations by a certain date in your field. Most groups and associations that I know of, at least, but of course, most of the ones I'm a part of are in higher ed. you don't necessarily have to even be working in that field to join. And if they have a restriction on actually joining the association, usually you can join their Facebook group and you can at least follow the group and learn from them that way. So joining groups on social media by July 1st, 2021, that could be a good goal to help you towards your professional objectives. Melissa, you got your hand up. And you can unmute.
So sometimes with creating goals, we keep forgetting rest is a goal.
Mhm.
You need to have rest. Like it's not. I think sometimes we forget that you need to keep being recharged to make the goal. So like one of my goals is rest daily, period.
Yeah. And you think about that, that's going to look differently for different people. Like for some people, rest would be playing video games. For other people, rest is watching TV. During the time of this pandemic, that's what our family's done. And now our daughter's at college. My wife and I, every night, we watch a show together. Right now, we're binging Elementary and Psych. I know, very different, but we've also done Bones and other things. That's rest for us. And then sometimes I go back and I start doing some work, or she has to be up and working like 7 o'clock in the morning, so she'll go to bed, and so that works for me. I'm a night owl anyway, so that's for me to take that time in the middle of the, after dinner, take a little bit of that time. We're also binging MASH. We started with the very first show. We're in season 6 now. And so we're binging these things, and that's our time together, and we enjoy that. The cats come in and they sit on us and all that. That's rest for me, and that helps energize me. And then sometimes I go, you know what, let's watch something Marvel, or other times, time to go back to work. So you have those choices. So those are things that you can choose to do. So now, as we've been talking here, hopefully you've had a chance to create some goals. So what I'm going to do is put you into breakout rooms, because I would like to give you a chance to share these with each other, because there is this idea that as you speak things, you help bring them into being. There was a book and a movie several years ago called The Secret that was based on this concept. Appreciate that. Some people came back right away. They said they had a good time in the breakout room sharing their dreams. Hopefully the rest of you did too. Give it a thumbs up if you did. And, hopefully you got a chance to meet somebody new, maybe somebody from a different campus. Right before we went to the breakout rooms, there was a question about, should we be focusing our goals on career, or should it be work, faith, family, personal? It could be whatever you want. You can do this pyramid with more than one thing. I like to post it somewhere where I can see it. And back when I was first starting as a speaker, I did have a dream for being in the mortgage business, because I wanted to achieve certain financial goals that were going to ultimately help me in my speaking business. But then I had my speaking pyramid, and then I had my pyramid for being a district administrator for Circle K. So you can have multiple pyramids going on in your life. Or what Melissa said about incorporating rest, that can be it can be something totally, maybe even opposite. If your pyramid is career focused, but you're saying, no, I'm going to throw rest in there too. So this is your pyramid. It can be whatever you want. And I noticed somebody mentioned that they got here a little late. That's okay. We appreciate you being here. We'll pop in the link one more time just to make sure that you have the handout. If you did get here a little bit late, you can pop on that link and still play along with us. And this is being recorded, so you can go back and watch it later on. All right, the next step, what you just did with goals, now I'm going to ask you to take each goal and break them down into plans. And you should have space on that handout where you've got goal number 1 and you've got 1, 2, 3 for plans, and goal number 2 and 1, 2, 3 for plans. And then you've also got that parenthesis off to the side to put the deadline in, because plans are what are going to make your goals happen. And I'm going to, again, give you an example from me, but go ahead and start working if you're ready to fire off and get going. That's awesome. Looking to have a website online by August 1st of 2002. So yeah, Joe, that's probably a good idea, maybe to just focus on one at this point, because we don't have time to really go through all of them. But if during this time that I give you, you've got a chance to do another plan, go right ahead. So great question. So I'm going to take one and give you an example. Getting the website online, had to hire a webmaster. I set that deadline of April 30th, 2002. ended up hiring one of my former student leaders from Circle K, and she has her own graphic design firm now, and I'm her oldest client. I was her first client. So that was one. And then I had to get a domain name. Now, again, you go, oh, that doesn't seem like that difficult. Yeah, there was no GoDaddy. We had to pay a search firm to go and make sure that the domain name we wanted was available. There was a lot of stuff we had to do back then. And I found that any variation of my name was either people in the real estate industry or the mortgage business. And I was trying to get away from that. So my initial website, which I still own the URL for, is gonzospeaks.com. And if you ever see my email, that's my email address, davekelly@gonzospeaks.com. And that's a high school nickname. And that was what worked for me. And somebody just asked a question in the chat, can a plan be to hold people accountable for your goal, or put someone in charge of account? That is a great idea. Asking someone else to be in charge of holding you accountable for your goal. And I didn't do that overtly, but my wife became the person who was that for me. And anytime I had doubts, or it was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this, she would say, I will kill you if you give up on your dream. And so the threat of violence helped keep motivating me to becoming a professional speaker. So I'm going to give you about another minute here. So if you've been working along, great. If you're just getting started, these are your plans. And here's the other thing, you're going to eventually these are things you might do every day, like marketing and things like that. For me is a thing. I do a newsletter every Tuesday. So that's a plan. That's part of my marketing. I see lots of partners are causing threats and things like that. So ultimately, you may achieve these plans. You're going to write new plans. And once you achieve that goal, then great. You have a new goal to help you towards your dream, and you have plans for that. Yeah, an accountability partner is a great idea. Actually, a friend of mine from church also became an accountability partner for me. We were both in the mortgage business. Ultimately, at one point, I went to work with the same company he was with before I quit the mortgage business altogether. But we would meet at Starbucks every couple of weeks, and he wanted to get out. We both wanted to get out of the mortgage business. He wanted to go into blogging. And so we would talk, and we would talk about our goals and the things we need to do and the things we were accomplishing. And that's what he does now. He is a professional blogger, moved up to New Hampshire, loves it, and living the kind of life he wants. All right. So now again, plans, keep working on them. This is not the end of this here today. This is something that'll continue. You've also got a page in there that's got this image on it, not with the plans, the blueprint behind it, but what you want to do is transfer your dream statement to the goal pyramid up there on the top. And then you have the goals along the side. This is a visual for you. So you can pull that page out of the handout or just print off that page again if you want to keep your handout clean and set it up. And this is what I had posted on my wall. And then you've got space underneath where you can write for goal number 1, these are the plans. That way you have a visual that you can see every day that you can go, oh, I need to be doing this. This is what I need to be working on. Haven't started on that goal yet. Let's get going. The deadline's coming. We got to get going here on this stuff. So this is really important, is to have this visual, and it requires you to write these things down, because goals written down and dreams and plans, they become reality because we write that down and our brain goes, I like that. Let's go make that happen. So I'm going to as I've introduced that to you, not going to take a lot of time for you to do that now, because we've got a time limit here, but that is something I want to encourage you to do. I'm going to put you back in breakout rooms now, and I want to ask you to take one of your goals and talk about your plans. Hey, everybody's back. We hear a lot of cool plans there. Do we got some thumbs up for that breakout session? That go well? Cool. Yeah, good deal. Great. Well, I appreciate you participating and sharing. And here's the thing, don't let this just be for today. Keep working on this stuff. Keep going. Now, along with this also, you're going to want to write a mission statement. Now, this might take more time to really develop and think about what you want your mission statement to be. So that's okay. Hey, Gwendolyn, great. Job internships. Yeah, absolutely. There you go. See, we're getting ideas from each other. And so this is my mission. This was something that has evolved over time, and it's here on the screen. So if you want to just take a picture of that, you can do that, or a screenshot on your laptop. So you've got something to kind of go by in writing your mission statement. And think about how that is going to impact upon the pursuit of your dream. And so when people say, well, you know, what is your objective here? This is my mission statement. And so I encourage you to have one. And again, post this somewhere where you can see it. And again, you can go back and watch the recording to catch anything here that you want to spend a little bit more time on, because then you can pause and do things as you go. A couple of other elements that come into what we're doing here is identifying, yeah, star mapping, absolutely. What are some of the obstacles that you might encounter on the way to achieving your dream? And you can go ahead and write some down here as I talk about these. Maybe even put them in the chat if you'd like to. What are some things that could get in the way of you achieving that dream that you have? First thing was confidence and belief in my dream. I had this dream for a while. Since I was actually in college, I just didn't know how to go about it. And so about 10 years into my mortgage career, this yearning to be a speaker just grew stronger and stronger. And that's something I can do. Can I make this happen? I had to believe in it. So if I didn't, that was going to be an obstacle. Did I have confidence in myself? That was going to be an obstacle. I really feel like I'm a very confident person and feel like I can achieve just about anything that I want to. And so that was an obstacle that wasn't a big one for me to overcome, but it was something that I was aware of. I see some people putting fear in your past. The participation link, Tammy, is going to be posted here shortly. So Carrie is going to do that for you. What about other people's opinions? I had people who would say, man, you're such a great speaker. I love listening to you speak. And then I'd go back to those same people saying, hey, guess what? I'm going to be a professional speaker. And they're like, no one's ever going to hire you. What? I thought you said I was a good speaker and that you love listening to me. So you got to sometimes push past other people's negative perceptions about things. Finances were an issue. At the time I actually launched my speaking career, my oldest daughter was in high school, and my wife and I had a daughter in 2001. So here I've got a family, we have a house, that's got to be a consideration. And my wife stayed home with our daughter till she was in pre-K. And that was a decision that we made we wanted to do. So how does this all play into that? So sometimes it can be, but again, the time wasn't perfect when I finally went to go do it. The time just was right. And it was time for me to begin. And it was a brand new industry. How do I go about doing this? How do I market myself? Well, I found resources. Now, of course, today we have tons of resources. You do this on your phone. I had to go searching, and there was no Google back when I was starting this. But I found some stuff, some resources, some material that some speakers had created, how to become a speaker, especially at colleges and universities, which is what I wanted to do. And so I bought their report and learned from them and invested a little bit in myself, and it really helped me to get going. The participation link just went into the chat. So if you need that, get that. What risks are you willing to take? I had to quit the mortgage business. That was a risk. That had taken care of me for a long time. And I was successful at it. Because I was driven and wanted to do things, but it wasn't something that I loved. In fact, I got to a point where I ultimately started really hating it. Investing my own money. Yeah, I had to do that. Taking time from my family, traveling and going around the country. But, they supported that. They knew this was my dream. Getting outside of my comfort zone. I know I seem like I'm very extroverted. And when I'm doing this, I am. But one-to-one and in a group of people I don't know, I can be a bit of an introvert. Or I've gotten much better. Yes, Thomas, this is what I do all day and get paid for it. How does that work? I'm actually doing 3 programs today. This one for you, a school in California, and the other school is in New York State. And yesterday I had 2, and then tomorrow night and Friday I'm doing a retreat for a school in Washington State. And when we were in person, I was flying around the country to do all these things. So yeah, and I've written books, and you do other things that go along and support this. So it's basically taking my creativity, my knowledge, my ability, and putting it out there. And fortunately, people have responded favorably to me. So I do appreciate it. Trying new ideas, getting advice from other people. We have a very generous group of people in this field that we share with each other because we really don't see each other as competitors. So speakers share with speakers, and I share with other artists when we go to conferences, and so getting advice from other people. I want to go ahead and forego the next set of breakout rooms because I want to give you some time to work on those missions and things. But if anybody has a mission that you have written, and you want to share it, go ahead and unmute. And so I want to pop back before we talk about legacy. So anybody want to unmute and share their mission or your obstacles, your risks? Some of you have been sharing here in the chat, so I appreciate that. Yeah, Zoom has been a really great thing, and I think we'll still be here with us. Madeline, yeah, go right ahead. Go ahead and unmute. Would love to hear from you.
So I don't know how much, so this is a mission, but more or less what I'm striving for, I guess. So that could be, but I don't, like, when I say that I want to be president of the United States, it doesn't have to be exactly the president of the United States. It's just more, when you become the president of the United States, you can do a lot more than someone who's in lower government, and you can do a lot more change. And so I just want to do the change that could help, you know, fix the probation and prison and parole system, or provide better funding for special education and better requirements and more requirements and standards, because there's not much structure there, or even just minority and gender equality in general and that kind of thing. And that is what I strive for, and I try and be as equal and fair as possible in my own life with everyone around me. And mindfulness is a big thing that I try, a big standard I try and put on myself in general. So I think that would be great for myself and my mission in my life.
That's great. And that's okay. Your dream and your mission statement don't have to exactly align. You can still have a dream of being president of the United States, but your mission to impact people's lives, to help reform probation and the other things that you talked about, that can be all part of your mission statement, and that can go into your goals. That maybe you create a program, a social justice program that provides services to people who, I don't know if they want to say wrongfully accused or whatever, but, you know, things like that, you know, that you can have as goals and have plans go into that. So that's great. And that's why I suggest having both. Now, you notice that my dream and my mission statement pretty well aligned, which is fine. That works out well for me. But again, you can do this. And this leads me into the next part, which is what you were talking about, is legacy. And here is the legacy that I hope that I leave in the world, that people will see that people all over the country are making better use of their talents and abilities to pursue and achieve their dreams. That's what this program's about. Also, I've taught a generation of students how to be serving leaders. Community service is very important to me, very near and dear to my heart. That's really the focus, serving leadership, of the book that Carrie mentioned earlier that I published last spring, right before everything shut down. But I've been providing those to schools that I've been speaking at for the last year. And I put out over 2,000 copies of that book. And hopefully students are reading those and enjoying it and growing in their serving leadership. And that ultimately, what I would love to have people say, hopefully before I'm gone, but that I made a difference in the world. And so that's legacy. So those are a few other things for you to work on. So you got a little bit of homework from this session. And I encourage you to work on that. And what I would love to do is, well, in a moment, I'll give you my contact info. I would love to hear from you about how this is going. If you have questions, if you need further help, I am always available to you. It doesn't just end here today. This program particularly is one that I encourage you to get back in touch with me and share your pyramid with me. Or if you say, how do I do this? Or how can I craft my mission statement? I'd love to work with you. What I would suggest is turning over a new leaf. That's what happens on New Year's. Everybody wants to turn over a new leaf and they want to make changes. You can make any day your leaf day. And that's what it is. That's what I call turning over a new leaf. It's a leaf day. Today could be your leaf day. Somebody earlier posted that they like to start things like this at the beginning of the week. So maybe Monday will be your leaf day. So you got 3 or 4 days here where you can just kind of still float along, but you don't want to be a leaf blowing in the wind and let life take you where it wants you to go. You want to be in control. And that's what this is all about, is the direction, the vision that you have for your life, but not just a vision, making it a reality. So I'm going to invite any questions. We got to leave some time for the prize wheel. So I encourage you, if you've got questions, there you go. Dorothy, her new leaf day is going to be Monday. Leaves die in the winter, not these kinds of leaves. These leaves come to life when we put this energy into them. So nice challenge, Thomas. I appreciate that. And if you do want to get back in touch with me, here's my contact info. It is in the footer of the handout, so you can have it there. Take a little shot of this. Those of you on the video, you can pause here and write this down and get in touch with me. I invite you to do that too. I like starting on Wednesdays because Mondays seem doomed before you start. Maybe that means Monday should be, maybe Sunday should be your leaf day so that you can hit the road running on Monday. So great comments. Thank you. You all participated so much, and I really do appreciate that. And thank you all who have your cameras on that we're able to. And so appreciate that. And I'm going to turn it over to Carrie to do the prize wheel. But if we have any other questions, I'm happy to answer those. And I can even stay for a few minutes after if you'd like.
Awesome.
All right. I'm going to
This
stop.
is my favorite. Oh, this is my favorite part. This is where I get to show you guys who wins. So I'm going to turn it over to our prize wheel here. So I have taken all of that login information that you guys plugged in before you entered the Zoom. And I've also, you know, anybody who RSVP'd, I check marked them. I've been spending lots of time figuring out who's all here today because we have a lot of you. And so then I plugged it into our prize wheel. So our first drawing is for a $50 Applebee's gift card. And so in order to receive that, you're going to receive like a gift acknowledgement form from the college. And then once that's completed, I will get your gift card sent over right away. Okay, so the winner of the $50 gift card is Thomas. That's awesome. Yay. Congratulations, Thomas. Okay, still got more things to do here. Next prize is a $25 gift card to Starbucks.
Ooh.
All right, and Kimberly gets one of those $25 gift cards to Starbucks. Wonderful. We got one more gift card to Starbucks coming out ya. All right, that one goes to Miss Kathy. All right, and we're not done yet. We're giving away 5 of Mr. Kelly's books. I will be emailing you guys the winners here of the 5 books so that I can get your mailing addresses so I can mail those things right out to you. So here are the winners of the 5 books. All right, Shanae is our first winner of the books. All right, next winner. Kayla, congratulations. All right. And we have Amy S. as our third book winner. All right, book number 4 goes to Cynthia. Congratulations, Cynthia. All right, and our last book of the day goes to Elizabeth. All right, guys. Well, those are our winners. Keep an eye out for my email to you to get those email address or to get those mailing addresses and information. I will also have some feedback information available on that email. So an opportunity for you guys to win even more prizes if you provide a little bit of additional feedback about today's event. So keep an eye out for those. That will come directly from me, CN Hoffma at ivytech.edu. You also might receive like an email, just like a rate this event kind of email. That's not the one I'm talking about, but when you see the winners event email come through, that one's from me. So check those out for more opportunities to win. I want to thank everybody for being here today. I want to thank Mr. Kelly once again. We always are so happy to have you.
Thank you.
We do have one other event happening this semester featuring Mr. Kelly at the end of April. So check out Ivy Life Fort Wayne branch if you would like to join in on that conversation about self-esteem. So we really appreciate everybody, and we hope to see you guys again soon.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate everyone who said thanks in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. I love the snaps too. Thank you. So have a great day, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the 28th. Self-esteem, which really takes another step from a lot of what we're talking about here and gives you some other tools that you can use.